Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and coming on the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. So nice of you.
Thank, yes, like I was telling you before I start recording this, I'm a major horror fan. I'm a big horror fan, and I love interviewing the actors and act act actresses from different horror films and horror TV series and video games and all that stuff. And so, yeah, it's always fun when I have someone from the world of horror on the show.
I'm honored to be on your show and to be part of the horror world. It's really a special treat for me after 40 years. Having Sleepaway Camp and being embraced by this whole horror community has been quite an adventure. Something I never expected. So yeah, I feel proud to be part of the horror community and very grateful at the same time. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like you were telling me that, just recently, like you start like doing horror conventions and stuff, and you can see like when you do the horror conventions how passionate and loyal the horror fans are. Like they'll remember like every line you said in Sleepaway Camp, and you'll be like, wait, did I
Totally.
really say that?
Oh my God, you're so right. Someone asked me for like a volleyball quote, and I was like, wow, what did I say? Oh my gosh, I really better watch it again. I really, they are so on. In fact, we went to I think it was Las Vegas, the Days of the Dead, or one of the conventions, and someone was like, "Can you do all your lines?" And I was like, how about the audience do the lines? Which ones do you want to do?" And they all started lining up, and it was like a great thing. It really worked out well. But then I thought to myself, I better really watch this because these guys know every line. They're so loyal. Oh my God. There was people with, I just started doing conventions because I really, I mean, Felissa's been doing them for 40 years. She's amazing. And I saw her at one in California when my son was doing studying for makeup,
Mhm.
makeup. And I was like, Felissa, what are you doing here? Why? Nobody cares about us. What are you? And she's like, no, they do. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh. So that was like, 5 years ago until I finally believed it. And people were like, yeah, no, you got to come out. So, but people have, sleepaway camp tattoos.
I
People are
know.
the fans are so loyal. I have not met, these people are just so nice. Not one negative thing. Like everybody is so nice in the horror community. Even if they're not a sleepaway camp fan, they're just nice. And
Oh
any
yeah.
so loyal. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to be part of the community, finally embrace it and really, meet these people. Everyone's so nice. I feel very blessed. Yeah.
Oh,
Very grateful.
definitely. And then and like with these horror conventions, they actually do like the photo ops now where they have you dress like your character from the movie.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I know Felissa Rose has done that where she's dressed in her camp gear and she puts that crazy smile on her face. And
Yeah, she's really good. She could do it every time. I have been putting my ponytail on, which is really, so they just put their clothes on. I have a bit of more ordeal because I obviously don't have long hair anymore. So I clip it all back, I put it on the side. But you know what? I was telling you, I love it. I feel like I'm 17 again. It's like, what a gift, like, wow. And people are like, oh my gosh, you look so great. Everyone's so complimentary. I should have met you all before because everyone is so good, like so nice. They're like, so appreciative that I got my outfit on. And so, it's really fun. Yeah, I'm having such a blast. I really am. I've only been to two this year. I think we have
Mhm.
four more. It's at the end of September through October. We're already like all in, like every week we've got something. So I'll be wearing my Judy shirt. And so many people wore their Judy shirts too at the convention. I was
Yes.
so honored. I'm blown away. I'm really just, I would never think you'd want to be talking to me and that 40 years later, this film would be something that people would be excited about. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
It's
no,
beyond.
that's what I was gonna ask you. Like when you made this movie, and did you ever think like 40 years later you would still be talking about this movie with even a bigger fan base? I think now Sleepaway Camp has even a bigger fan base than it did when the movie first was out.
Oh, well, definitely. When the movie first came out, horror really wasn't all that respected. It really has grown, and I think people have really started to appreciate, not just started, but people have through the years really learned to appreciate horror. There's so much depth to horror. I mean, I know I never, to answer your question, I never would have thought that. I still, even 10 years ago, wouldn't have thought that. Again, I feel really blessed. I mean, I've read, there are articles about it. We're mentioned in books, obviously, we have a, very specific ending that really speaks to a lot of people. And it's very, you can have a lot of conversations about it, a lot of debates about it. So I think it's really struck a chord with a lot of people, but no, and none of us ever thought that. No way. Yeah. And even after I did the film, I didn't, even when I went to auditions, I didn't really know if I should tell people I was in a horror film or not, because it wasn't really getting me anything, it wasn't like, wow, she's been in a horror movie. She must be, so yeah, no, the world has changed for the better. And no, I don't know of any film that, 40 years later that we didn't even realize it was going to be a hit. Like, it's just,
right.
It's just, whoa, such a landslide of blessings. Yeah, no.
And
never.
You're right too. Like, I've watched a lot of horror films, and I don't think I ever saw a horror film that had the ending that Sleepaway Camp had, with Felissa Rose's character and Angela, like, who she was at the end of the movie. And it was like mind-blowing, especially for that time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I see your Chucky doll in the back, like, I love Seed of Chucky. Like, there's so much to horror that I never thought of. Like, my son has always loved horror, and he's always wanted me to watch horror, and I thought it was just something scary and I was going to be nervous. So, like, in the last 2 years, I've been like obsessed with horror, because he lives across the country and he sends me lists of horror. Like, honestly, like the Seed of Chucky, like, with Glenn Glenda, the gender spectrum, and how that's talked about in a movie without, like, badgering people or picketing or, expressing your political beliefs. It's just in a movie that already has a following. It's so brilliant. I love that. And, I think obviously Sleepaway Camp, we have a big LGBTQ following. And I think definitely. We have, obviously transgender rights and all that are very topical right now. So I think, there's a lot of reason why this movie has grown, because I think we really weren't talking about LGBTQ rights. We really weren't talking about transgender rights.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally was off the table, and obviously it's controversial, but I think the movie really is a good movie for lots of reasons, but because I think it sparks conversation. And I think, I'm personally an advocate for transgender rights and LGBTQ. My son's transgender. Yeah. I'm a Trevor volunteer. So I am blessed with this movie for many reasons, but also because now it gives me a platform to be supportive of this community. So
yeah, definitely.
It's just like my world is connected. It's just weird. I did this movie not knowing, and then my son, who actually, I adopted at birth, like that was a whole ordeal, having pregnancy, which was incredibly hard for me, and a lot of loss there. And just like my life has come circle, because like I adopted this kid who loves horror, and he happens to be transgender, and this movie, it's like, whoa, it all like, sometimes you don't realize when you're in the midst of like your depth of badness, or you're not understanding, and then all of a sudden it's like your world has come full circle, and it's incredible. Yeah. So
oh, it definitely is. And you're right. Like, that movie opened up so many doors. You were mentioning how Chucky, how like he has his son and daughter, Glenda, and Glenn and Glenda go back and forth. And so that opened up a lot of doors in the horror world. Of course, Chucky wasn't the first one, but like Sleepaway Camp did open a lot of doors for that.
Yeah, no, I was reading a book, and I never even knew about the Hayes Act, where, people had to cover up, LGBTQ things in movies, and, conceal what they were really trying to say. And I love some of I love so many movies now, but I like the fact that the LGBTQ community, like, you can have a gay, like in Scream, there's a gay couple, but it's not the central figure. They're not talked about. It's not like the point of the movie. It's just part of life. And I love it. It's not, anything out of the ordinary, which is spectacular,
Oh, definitely.
I love that. So yeah, movies really can make a difference and an impact on society. It's really, incredible. And, you know, as I said, spark conversation, you know, which is amazing. That's what art is about, you know, in so many ways. So yeah. No, none of us ever would have thought. I'm sure Robert, you know, Hiltzik, the writer, who I don't know why he doesn't want to take all this praise, but you know, he's not really around for the 40th anniversary. I wish he was, you know, joining.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what his, you know, deal is. I can't speak for him, but I mean, honestly, he did something special.
Yeah,
So,
like,
you know,
like he wrote, you know, this
movie
that's still going strong.
Yeah, so he should take the praise, but I don't know, you know, embrace it. But everyone has their own time and their own
That's true.
path.
That's true.
I don't know what his mind is thinking, but yeah. But I'm grateful to him. So yeah.
Okay. And like Felissa Rose, she did an incredible job as in Sleepaway Camp. Did you ever see Bruce Springsteen's sister play Angela in Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3?
I have to say, I watched it such a long time ago that all I remember is, and if anybody hasn't seen it, but all I remember is a bunk bed scene where the bunk falls on, because that really hit me, because I went to Sleepaway Camp. So I really got that, like, oh my God, you never want to be on the bottom bunk. And I feel like I remember a car scene. I'm going to have to watch it again, but I feel like I remember a car scene, someone being dragged by a car. But yeah, no, I'll watch it again. But no, I haven't watched Sleepaway Camp in years, you know, our movie in years, because I just couldn't really get that anyone cared about it. And then, you know, through the years, and then more recently with being invited to conventions and stuff, I've watched and I've really grown to respect it more, to see the beauty in it and then the fun of it, you know. But yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the other ones, definitely, because I think in October we're going to Las Vegas, and they're going to do Joe Bob Briggs is going to do like a whole marathon of our movies, like yeah. So I think that's going to be fun. I probably should watch it before then, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should watch it with the audience and just be totally surprised, because that's part of horror. I was thinking about that, you know, Terrifier. Everyone loves Terrifier right now.
Yeah, the clown. Yeah,
it's great. And I think, you know, they're such a nice cast, and the director's so nice. They're at a lot of conventions, so I've been meeting them. But the one thing that's so amazing about it, to me, is it's such a great movie to see in the theater, and it just points out that horror like really builds community, because we're all in the theater, you know, gasping together. We're all not like in a drama, you'd be like in your own world. I love dramas too, and I love, you know, actors aren't in the horror world, but it's just it's different. It's just
the
fact that people like to have experiences together, you know, community. So yeah, no, I'll have to watch that. That was your question. No, I'll have to watch the other ones. I'll have to go back and watch them. No, yeah.
That, like, I always said that would be awesome, but for some reason, after Pamela Springsteen did Sleepaway Camp 2 and Sleepaway Camp 3, she dropped out of the acting world, and like I would have loved if they would have did like a Sleepaway Camp with both Felissa and Pamela. Like that would have been like crazy.
You know, I think the fans would love that. I mean, everyone loves Felissa, and I think they would love to see her in anything. But I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah. That would be fun. I didn't know she dropped out. I mean, I'm sure she was good. I hear she was good in it, but yeah.
Yeah, she was really good in both films, and just after she made the film, she decided she didn't want to act no more, and she just dropped out of the world of acting.
Well, like maybe it's because, you know, at that time, again, the films weren't respected, and they weren't, you know, horror just wasn't like, so maybe she didn't get, you know, the accolades that she deserved at the time, because I don't think any of us did. I'm not saying we need praise, but just the movie in general just wasn't, you know, I saw it with my family, and they were basically just walked out and never mentioned it again.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to talk bad about it. I mean, you know, I get it. Like, I get it. At the time, I didn't get it, because it really, you know, I was so excited to share this with my parents and my brother, and no, literally, we walked out, and I don't think they ever said anything. But thinking, you know, as I grew up, I realized, well, first of all, my part is very, you know, sexual. So I'm sure my dad didn't want to do that, and obnoxious. So I'm sure my mom didn't want to see me being brooding, obnoxious, because she raised me to be a nice person. So those two things together, and then my death. I mean, I don't even think it's a death. I think maybe she's still alive. Personally, I think Judy's alive. But that would be great if she's still alive. Wouldn't it? And then Angela and Judy could have a whole movie. I think that would be super cool. I know. You know, revenge. But yeah, so I can get why my parents didn't like that. And then the ending. So I get it. It took me a while. When I was a teenager, though, I was kind of like, God, you know, hello, like, didn't you like it? No. And even through the years, they'd be like, oh, that movie, that thing. And now, like, I'm going to conventions. I don't think they think of it as I'm going for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, they're not thinking about the movie. They're just like happy that I'm happy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're not like, wow, yeah, you're right. That movie was so good. I'm so glad it touched so many people. They're like, they would still be like, oh, that, but happy that I'm happy. So,
Well, yeah, exactly.
but yeah, no, I get it. So,
So like how did this all start? Like how did you wind up getting the role of Judy for this amazing film that's around 40 years now?
I can't. I feel like I'm dreaming it. Yeah. Well, I was an actress. I born wanting to act. I always wanted to act. And Robert had I had an agent, and I had an audition at NYU Film School. That's where he had us all come separately. But I think I'm the only one in the cast that only had one audition. It was an improv audition. He just said, basically the scene with where Judy throws the pillow at Angela and says, "What are you looking at?" He just said, you're in a funk and you're the, obnoxious girl, the overdramatic girl and this girl's annoying you by looking at you, and just, and just no lines, no nothing in an improv, which was great for me. It was better than having lines. It was just fun, just free. And I thought I did a good job, but then I didn't hear anything. And then, well, I think most fans know Jane Krakowski was cast. Robert will swear to me that he wanted to cast me first, but he didn't want 3 brunettes. But either way, Jane's obviously a wonderful actress. She's incredible. But I got the call because I think Jane backed out. Word is that I don't know if it was her parents or her agent read the script and didn't like the curling iron scene. So they backed out. My parents, who like didn't care about the movie, didn't ever read the script. So I guess in the way I'm lucky, they just like, wow, you got cast in this, just, and I would never, even if I read it, I would have been like, oh, of course, I want to act. Of course I'll take this,
Yeah.
It never would have occurred to me. It's just part of the story,
Well,
like,
yeah,
exactly. It's just part of the story. So I didn't actually get the script until I got on set. I think Robert was, I was the last one to arrive because Jane dropped out. And I think, Robert was afraid to show me the script because he was afraid that I would drop out if I saw the curling iron scene. But I was like, no, this looks fun. This is great. Let's do it. I had no qualms. I'm acting and everyone's here and these people are so nice and so yeah. So that's basically how one audition, and then I got the call. So yeah, it was really fun. And it wasn't a long experience either. I don't even know how many, maybe we were there, I don't know, 7 weeks or something, 6 weeks. I don't know, and for all that time of intense time, and then to have it live on is mind blowing. Yeah, just mind blowing. So yeah, I was just very lucky.
Nice. So when did your passion start to act? Like, what made you fall in love with it?
I was a really painfully shy child. Like, I would hide behind my dad's leg. I was so painfully shy for a long time. And I was a very avid reader. I was always with the book. And I think I just would love to imagine myself as the characters in the book. And I think being shy, it was really fun to think of myself as somebody else. And also, I loved Marlo Thomas in Batgirl, which you probably don't even know because you're young. And I love Mary Tyler Moore.
I know that.
That I loved Marlo Thomas. So I just wanted to be her. And she was an actress in the TV series. That was her character. And I loved Cher. That's why I wanted to grow my hair so long. I loved Cher.
Oh,
so all
nice.
These strong women, and Carol Burnett, just Moore, so I always wanted to act. I just have always had that desire. Yeah. I don't think it ever goes away, even if you're not working, it's just part of who you are. So yeah, always.
Yeah, and Cher is still going strong. She's making new music, touring, and like she doesn't age.
She's amazing, and obviously she's got a transgender child too, which was
she does. Yeah,
cool of her. I don't even know, she's beyond cool, Cher, because she's accepting, she's loving. That's she's a trendsetter. She's an icon, and for her to be out there in the world accepting her child, amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. What's funny too, like I was just reading online that Cher and her son Chaz, like they're making a horror movie, and Cher's the producer and director, and her son is writing the film, I think it is, and
Oh,
starring in it.
that's so much fun. Oh,
Yeah,
I can
so it's like
imagine.
going to be like her first horror film that she's involved in. It's crazy.
I want to be cast. Cher, I
I
love
know.
you. Call me. That's why I have long hair. Oh my God. I used to put those fake nails on too. Like, oh my God, just so I could, be Cher. Oh, that's a dream. I'm gonna watch that. Oh, I can't wait to see that whenever it's yeah. It's so fun for them to work together too. That's so cool.
I know. That's amazing. Like, well, I thought I was seeing things when I was like looking online and it says share in a horror. I said, whoa, what?
That's awesome. Oh, she'll be great. She's great in whatever she does, and she doesn't age. You're right. Oh my gosh. Still young forever. That's awesome.
Now, for your film, your character, Judy is, a lot of people say she's the bad girl. She's trying to steal the boys from the girls, and she bullies Angela. But is there any qualities of Judy that are positive, you think?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that I have too. Are you just like that for real, or do you try to scare people's men for real? Well, what? Just does she have good qualities? Well,
Yeah.
everyone has good qualities, and that's people act out because there's like something upsetting them or something, So I think she probably wanted a lot of attention. She probably didn't get enough attention at home. She wanted control over things. So I think, when people act like that, you have to look deeper,
Yeah.
so they're coming from somewhere. So definitely she had some good things. And the side ponytail, she's a fashion icon besides that,
Definitely.
definitely. Yeah, I will stand up for Judy. She had some good qualities. She definitely did.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. And what did you like best about playing her?
Oh gosh. But I mean, honestly, think about it. When you love to yell and tell someone off, like, aren't there people that just get to you and you have to be
Yes.
nice? How
Yeah.
freeing to be an actor, and like, especially when you're a teenager. Teenagers are
Hmm.
so mean to each other. They are just brutal. So I'm sure there are people I just couldn't stand or that were mean to me that I would have loved to have, done all that too, but I couldn't because you don't do that in real life. Oh, so yeah, being the mean girl is so fun. Oh, it's just everything you don't get to be in life. Oh yeah, and kissing all the boys, and oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, it's so fun. I think it's I'm sure it's fun to play nice people too, but I'd say the evil one is really really fun.
Oh my God, yeah. Like being someone that you are not is always fun. Like like not everyone goes around, and I mean there are people that go around stealing men from other women, but
Right, there are people who are obnoxious in the real world, but imagine if you don't have to if you're actually praised for doing it because you're acting and it's really fun, it's part of the story. Oh, it's such a gift. Yeah. No, I would play a mean girl anytime. Yeah, super fun. I would be in a movie and have people hate me, and I would feel so good about it. Yeah, hate me. That makes me feel so good. Just hate me. Yeah, applaud when I die. I feel so good.
right,
Big
exactly.
compliment. Yeah, compliment to be the original mean girl. That's what people. That's
Yes,
a
definitely. Like
big compliment.
Judy started that trend, like the whole mean girl vibe and bad girl trend,
Yeah.
and
Well,
she kind of started that.
apparently, Mean Girls, Tina Fey actually had it in her script, Sleepaway Camp. And Felissa was just saying she went to Mean Girls on Broadway and they were wearing Camp Arawak t-shirts, either Camp Arawak or
Really?
yeah. So Tina Fey has it in her in Bossy Pants. I think she mentions it in her book.
Oh my
Um,
God, get out.
I think she does. In the script, I know for the script for the movie, it says the kids are watching Sleepaway Camp. The girls are like in one of their homes and they're on the TV. It's supposed to be Sleepaway Camp. I guess they couldn't put it up there, but yeah, she's a fan.
Oh,
There's
for
so many people who are
copyright.
fans of this movie that blow my mind. I mean, Eli Roth. I've
Yeah,
heard that I mean, come on, Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino. Those are they are living legends. Oh
I
my God, I've
know.
been listening to Eli Roth's podcast. Have you ever listened to that?
Oh
You know,
yeah.
they know every movie that was ever made. They're brilliant. Oh my God, like I think if you could probably say like one little scene of a movie and they would know what it was. Like they just are living encyclopedias of movies. So yeah, and for them to know Sleepaway Camp and the you know, who did we just meet? So, the Ramos brother. Like everybody knows this movie. I'm just, you know, I'm blown away. I really am blown away. So yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're a horror fan, I mean, even if you're not a horror fan, like even non-horror fans know what this movie is.
It's just incredible. Yeah, yeah, for Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino to like this movie is mind blowing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I assume, you know, Kevin Bacon, because he, you know, he did that, you know, the movie was sort of similar. So, you know, people know the movie. I've just, yeah.
There's a lot of big names that actually came out of horror, like Johnny Depp. Like I think his first role was Freddy,
Oh my
was
God,
Elm
yeah.
Street. Kevin Bacon was in Jason.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, either that or the soaps. You come from horrors, or you go from soap to horror, and then you, yeah. No, we were all about the same time, I guess. Yeah, incredible.
I know, it's crazy. And was there a certain scene from Sleepaway Camp that you remember that you had the most fun with, the most fun shooting?
I think it had to be the fuck off scene. You know, I think that was really fun because I get to yell, and then Susie gets to slap me, and she was so afraid to slap me. Oh, she was so, and it was like a big build up because it was, everyone waited for that. It was like a lot of anticipation for that scene. I think, you know, everyone was like, you know, and it was like a closed set. Not everybody was on set, so it was like a big dramatic event to film it. So yeah, no, it was really fun. Just you know, telling Angela off, and then getting slapped myself. I mean, she really did slap me. I was like, just hit me. She was so just, can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, just hit me already. Just do it. I don't care. I won't. If I get hurt, don't worry. I'll just do it. And Robert was like, just do it. You know, it was a lot of fun. She was so kind. She did not want to hurt me. I was like, just do it. Go with it. You know, I'm being a bitch enough. I deserve it. Just do it. That was really fun. That was a fun scene.
And what are your thoughts on, of course, the most iconic death, or maybe not a death, in Sleepaway Camp, the brutal hot curling iron scene?
I mean, the curling iron scene is unthinkable. Like, how did Robert even think about that? I mean, that's insane. I love Artie's the water coming down on Artie in the blisters, because I love, one of the things I love about horror movies is the makeup and the special. Oh my God, those blisters bubbling like that. Oh, that to me was the best death, because you really, they were pulsing, they were live. You know, it was like, you know, Kenny's death was really cool. You got to see the snakes coming out of his mouth, but the bubbles were pulsing. They were like,
I know.
It was so real. It was just so painful. It's like, oh God. Yeah, that was my favorite death.
That was a brutal kill. Like that was definitely a really brutal death, and
he deserved it so much, you know, like maybe Judy didn't deserve it because underneath she was really a good person, but Artie was not a good person. He was disgusting. I know. Pig of a person. So yeah, he deserved it. You don't do that to little kids. So yeah, he deserved it. I was totally with that kill. I like that. That was a good death. Definitely, yeah, definitely necessary person.
And how was it like being on set, like sharing scenes with Felissa Rose? Because at this time now, you both are very young, like doing this film.
Yeah, no, we always say, the whole cast says, we wish we could give you gossip, but we really all liked each other. So we really just all liked each other. You know, we all had fun, and it was just a really nice experience, which is actually, I mean, I guess it's so incredible because I haven't seen, you know, Chris or Tom in 40 years. I had seen Felissa and Kathy at like a convention in Florida like a few years ago, but basically we haven't seen each other all together for 40 years until these reunions this year. It is like, honestly, I have not experienced this before. It's like we saw each other yesterday. Really? I don't know why, but there's this we really have a bond. And people who have seen us, we've done 2 conventions together so far. We got 4 more that I know of.
Okay.
And the panel, everyone says like, wow, you guys are so connected. I don't know what it is, but there is just something that we really all like each other. We all just feel like a flow with each other. We don't like talk over each other. It's just like, it works. I don't know. After 40 years, that's really, I mean, imagine like seeing somebody from your like high school or kindergarten, since you're young, like, like, it's like it would be like, oh, awkward. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just I saw them. It's like, hi, just as if I had seen them yesterday. Really incredible. So yeah, we all got along. And we all feel just so grateful. I think also that it's just a bond. We just all can't believe it, and we all feel so grateful. We're just all so happy to be doing this. It's just beyond. We never would have thought that 40 years later we'd be ever seeing each other again, or ever talking about this, or having anybody hear about this tiny little movie.
Right. Exactly.
Incredible.
And was there any like funny and cool behind this? Any funny and cool stories from the set when you were doing the Sleepaway Camp?
I'm sure Felissa has some, probably, all the dating scenes behind the scenes. I had a boyfriend who I was loyal to, even though I was kissing all those guys. I was loyal to my, so I was boring. But I think, the kissing scene with Tom, I don't know why, but like we were on our way over there, and I remember I just sat on his lap, and he was like so happy. I just randomly sat on his lap on purpose in the car because I thought, well, I'm going to be kissing this guy, so I'll just make contact now. I mean, we didn't know each other. So it was like, and he was like, I was so glad you did that because, it just made it more comfortable. And the kissing scene between me and Tom was, I guess we would say that was the funniest for us because Robert didn't say cut. He just said kiss. We were sitting there, both of us were dying. We're like, oh my God. And he goes, that was the longest kiss ever. We're like, well, you didn't say cut. You didn't tell us to stop. So he's like, okay, take it again. We were like, both of us were dying. We're just like holding this kiss. We're like, yeah. So yeah, Robert's like, he's like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, you didn't tell us to stop. So yeah. So that was an awkward moment for us, but fun, awkward, but yeah.
That's funny.
My scene with Mike Kellen in the bunk, he actually wasn't feeling well that night, so I don't know if you probably noted, I haven't seen the film in like a little while, but I don't think we're in the same frame together. Mm-hmm. I think I'm talking to him and you see him, so he actually wasn't there. I think probably Jonathan read his lines and just said it. Jonathan did a lot of stuff like filling in for people here and their hands and all that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did a lot of that. He was always on call for help.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did. I know. I wish he was joining us for these conventions, but I don't know. Can't speak for him. Can't speak about him. But I would love to see him again too.
Yeah, definitely.
Long.
And besides being on set, a camp set, like, have you ever done a summer camp or anything like outside of the movie?
I only wish I could find, and I know I'll find them one day and share them with people, the letters that I sent to my parents when I went to sleepaway camp, threatening to starve myself to death, to run away from sleepaway camp. In fact, the sleepaway camp that I went to first, the owner of the camp told my mother, you need to take her to acting camp because she is so dramatic. She actually, because I hated camp. I hated it. I hated it so much. I just hated it. I hated that. I mean, I'm not an athlete. I became like a marathon runner when I was older. I'm not volleyball. See, like Judy, it was stressful to do those things when you're not into those things. And then I was at an all girls camp, so we had to dress up for stupid socials with the boys and look good. I hated it. One day I'm going to find those letters because my mom saved all of them. They were just terrible. I'm like, I hate this camp. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to rip all my hair out. I'm not going to eat. I didn't. I was like, I would starve myself, and they'd sit there at my first camp. They literally would sit there and like make me eat. I was like, I hate it here. So yes, I went to sleepaway camp. Hated it. I'm from Long Island, and when you're from Long Island or New York, there's nobody home to hang out with if you don't go to sleepaway camp, and there's no way your parents want you around, even if they love you. It's like their time away to go to the Hamptons or wherever they're going. They don't want you, so you have to go away. There's no choice. They're like, we're sending you, even if you hate it. So that was my own horror film in my life. I hated it. They were like, no, you have to go. In fact, they did send me to one sleepaway camp that was after my first sleepaway camp that I hated for several years, to an acting camp. And I called them. I said, and it was true. I wasn't complaining. They were like, they weren't doing any acting. So they picked me up, my parents. I said, oh, can I come home for the night? They go, no, we're driving you to another camp right now. So then they took me to another. I was like, can I just stay in the hotel with you for one night? No, right now we're driving you to the other camp. I mean, it was very nice of them to pick me up, but they were like, no, we're not even taking you out for dinner. You're going to, do not get comfortable. Yeah. So then I went to something, a lot of actors know French Woods. I went there. That was a good performing arts camp.
Oh, okay.
And I went to, God, what was it called? Something where Nicole Fossey went there. Like a lot of actors' kids went there, and Belvoir Terrace. Yes. So we went to French Woods and Belvoir Terrace. Very dramatic. Yeah. So those I could handle better, but the non-acting camp, sorry for such a long answer, but yeah, I clearly have wounds over this. I still clearly need to go to therapy for this. My parents just dumping me. So yeah, no, I hated camp. Ugh.
Oh man.
Not my I should definitely not be a commercial for camp. No. And I mean, they sent me when I was like 8 years old. It's like, you're going. The neighbor's kid's going, you're going. Oh,
see, I think that's something you have in common with Judy, because it seems like Judy was a bitch, probably because she didn't like being at camp.
Right, probably. She probably was angry at her parents. Yeah, I should have thought that. Probably, maybe I did think that. She's probably angry at her parents for sending her. And she wants to, fuck up and be obnoxious and, be kicked out, maybe even. Who knows? But yeah, I hated camp. Yeah, I'm sure Judy hated camp because Judy was just way too mature for camp.
Yes, definitely.
All those, totally, way beneath her.
But I also see like there was a fan film made about Judy and where Judy is alive and not dead from Sleepaway Camp.
Right. The little film I did, I didn't even know. Jeff was a huge Sleepaway Camp fan. He had this fan club, and he just contacted me. He's like, "Can we do this little film?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." Like, it never occurred to me that anyone was going to see this film. I wasn't like, the internet wasn't as big, and I just thought, oh, you can come out. I was in the middle of moving from one house to another house. I was moving actually from New York to Arizona. It was like a big time. And we were in a rental house. And I was like, sure, you can get blood all over the ceiling in this house. We had to sell our house. So we were in this tiny rental. I was like, let's do it. Blood all over the ceiling. I was like, I'm just renting this. We cleaned it. But yeah, no, I never even thought anyone would see that. I think I watched it once, but it was fun to do. But yeah, he had all his friends come out, and I guess they weren't like professional actors, but they were really gung-ho to do this. And it was just nice that they made a fuss over me. And honestly, I never thought anyone would even watch that. I don't know that anybody has watched it. Maybe nobody has seen it. I don't know. Maybe you just know about it. But yeah, no, I'll have to go. And no, I don't want to watch it, actually. Yeah, no. But yes, it was fun to do, but I don't think I'll watch it again. It was
okay.
In fact, actually, the one thing I do know that actually I have thought about through the years is that character is with some kind of defender of children, and I actually am a court-appointed special advocate. I volunteer for foster kids, so
wow,
I started doing that after that film. So it was sort of like a I don't know, maybe it was like a something that you're going to be doing this in life. So little film, and it'll stay in the back of your mind, and then when you want to volunteer, you'll do this. So yeah, so that's the one connection that I remember about that film. I was like, yeah, because I do go to court for kids. I definitely defend them. Yeah, it really is. It's something. I'm lucky. Yeah, I love teenagers. In fact, we can't talk about our cases, but I have a transgender guy right now who I'm representing in court, and it's really important to me. Yeah. Because all kids aren't obnoxious like Judy, or if they are, they've had a bad story. It's not like, why are you this way? It's like people say, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Because, if you act that way, it's really not your fault. Something happened to you. So in effect, Judy was a really great person. Something must have happened to her. You can always say that people are acting bad because something happened to them. Because, it's really not kids' fault. They're not born like that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, you have to dive deep into what is making them act out like that, because that's probably not who they are.
Totally. That's what's so fun about building a character, and even meeting people, or reading a book. know that they're acting like that because of just the surface behavior, you know? So yeah. But yes, I did do that little film. Sure.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. And you also did voice work for Simpsons, right?
I did. It was so fun. I got married in Chicago. I was living in New York. My husband lived in Chicago. I said, oh, fine, I'll go to Chicago. I don't know why I did that because I love New York. But I thought I'll try it. You know, he was successful. He was really like rising where he was doing. So I supported, but I was like, I just need to go to LA. So like right after we got married, I went to LA thinking, well, I'll just go for a season. And right away I got The Simpsons. I was doing looping, which is the background noises. So all the background of the second season. I like did all these little kids' voices. And I used,
Oh, really?
when I was little, we used to make phony phone calls. That was like our entertainment because we didn't have the internet. So we used to make phony phone calls and I'd be like, hi, you know, I can't find my mommy. Is my mom, you know, like do these baby voices and oh my God, people would fall for it. Oh, little kids. But yeah, so I did like a season of that and it was so fun. That was the time when Rugrats was being auditioned for. It was so fun, but I had to go back to Chicago. So and start a different life. But yeah, I love that. I would do voiceover. I actually did some voiceover commercials in Chicago, but you know, Chicago is limited. You know, it's a limited place to work. But yeah, voiceovers are so fun. I love that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know,
when I was reading that, I was like, wow, she did voice for the Simpsons. I said, that's really awesome. That's amazing.
I know. Who knew that show would be as successful as it is? I would have stayed. I would have told my husband, fuck you. You stay in Chicago. I'm on this show. It's going to last for many, many seasons. So I'm about to be successful myself. I should have done that. But I wanted a kid, you know, I wanted a family. I really did. So, and then my kids, you know, my daughter was born and I don't know, she was born with red curly hair, gorgeous. And I would just stroll her around and people would stop me. And then an Asian stopped me. So she started doing stuff, which I never would have done. I never would have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never would have been a stage mom. My daughter's been on Broadway. I never would have done any of that. But she literally had the cutest red ringlets. So she started doing, you know, Levi's commercials when she was little and all that.
Wow.
She likes her privacy, so we won't talk about her. But she does podcasts and she's very talented. I never would have, like been a stage mom, but forced her.
Well,
but,
yeah.
And then she actually started loving. You're a wrestler, you can appreciate this. Taekwondo. She's like, I don't want to act anymore. I want to do Taekwondo and like kick people in the head. I was like, okay, great. So I let her do that until she was like in 12th grade. And then I was like, you know what? You're too smart and you're too beautiful. I can't watch this anymore. I mean, she went all over the country. She got a black really good. I was like, I cannot handle this anymore. And you're going off to college. You got into Columbia University. You're stopping this because your brain is, you know, they were doing like Krav Maga. And I was like, no, I can't. The beautiful, your nose. I spent many years going to class every day watching her. Just after a while, I cannot take this anymore. That is so nerve-wracking. It's more nerve-wracking than watching your kid on Broadway because they know their lines.
Oh yeah.
You know, with a kick to the head. Oh, who knows? Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I was like, I'd rather watch you do a play every night, the same play every night, than
instead of getting kicked in the head.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely. I did wrestling, so when my mom would get she had to stop coming to my matches because she said she would get so nervous sitting in there seeing people punch me in the head and throw me out of the ring and hit me over the head with a chair. And
oh my God, I get totally. I'm with your mom. I totally get it. It's like, that's my son. No, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
Please, oh my God.
She stopped coming. She said, I can't take it. I don't want to know about it. She was like,
that's exactly. I'm like, I'm supportive of things you do, but I don't just stop this one thing. Anything else you want to do, I'm there for you. But I just the kicking thing in people's heads and the nosebleeds and the oh my God. I had it. And I was really supportive. We lived in Westchester and I would drive my daughter to Queens. Okay. And like she had class from like 8 to midnight and I would drive home at midnight. Like I was very supportive, but up to a point I was like, okay, let's just be an actress, be a podcast producer, anything, be a writer, but yeah, stay safe. So yeah, my kids live in New York, which people would say that's not safe, but I always feel like New York is safe. I feel like, yeah.
I mean, where is there a safe place? Like every city you go to is gonna have its bad and its good. Like even where I live at in Philly, not all of Philly is good. There's a lot of bad areas in Philly, and the same with New York. There are a lot of bad areas, but there's good areas too.
Yeah,
So
totally. And if you know where you're going, I don't worry about them because I just feel like they know where they are, you
oh
know.
yeah, of course.
So can't worry, you know, you'll kill yourself. And the good thing about New York is my kids don't have to drive because if they that was killing me when my kids were like of driving age. Oh my god! And they didn't, you know, they had to wait for them to come home. But being in New York and being on the subway at 2 a.m, that doesn't worry me. I'm like, okay, take the subway. As long as you're not driving, you can't have an accident. You know, can't crash, so you're safe.
Yes, exactly. Because it's brutal driving in New York like that. I would never,
Oh my god! And even
nah.
if you could drive, finding a parking spot that could give you a heart attack. So forget it. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
No, I'd rather walk everywhere. Much better.
So when you're not acting or going to conventions, like what do you like doing during your free time?
Well, I'm an avid exerciser. I was a marathon runner, but I stopped with that because I never want to have surgery. Um, Oddly enough, my family owns a bowling alley, which is
Oh,
something that I never thought we would do. We don't even bowl, but I love. Yeah, it was just something. My husband worked on Wall Street his whole life, and he was like, I
yeah.
don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore. So we just he found like a business that he thought would be good, and we just picked up and moved. And I thought, well, it's another experience. So I love long story, right? Long answer, but I love decorating the bowling alley. I love like changing this. I love decorating for parties. I love just
Okay.
I just love I love a good party. I love putting on a party. We do that. So yeah, and I have a German Shepherd who I love my dog. We go hiking and things like that. I go to New York as often as I can because my parents are 88 and 89 and both my
Yeah.
kids live in New York. So I go there like every other month. So
Oh, nice.
I'm
Okay.
not so deprived of it. Yeah. So and
Oh,
now conventions this year, so many conventions. So yeah.
oh yeah, you're definitely going to be doing a lot of like you said, especially with the film 40 years. So that
Yeah.
there's
No,
there's going to be a lot
next
of
year,
horror cons.
no, next year we may be in oblivion again. Nobody, but Felissa may be out because she goes throughout this whole time she's been doing it. I praise her because I don't know how she does it every weekend, really. I mean, the people are so nice, but still to get on a plane every weekend and
Yeah.
whew, that's a lot.
And
But
plus on top of the convention, she's still doing like a whole bunch of horror films yet too.
yeah. Well, I would love. That's what I would love to do. I would love to work again. I would love to, that would be my dream to be like some of these. I watch just some of these directors. You can just see they're so good. So many like troops like Mike Flanagan. He does all the TV.
Oh
Bly Manor
yes.
and Hill House. And
Yes.
he uses the same actors every time. It's like a theater.
Hmm.
It's so fun. I love the character development of that. Like I would love to be a part of that. Like obviously he's got his people, but I'm just saying it would be so like a miracle. You know what? Miracles happen. Like I didn't know I'd be talking to you about this movie 40 years later. So I think, I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Maybe someone will call me and cast me. You just never know. This is a crazy,
Exactly. Yes.
crazy world. I just stay positive and I'm open for like I never thought I would live, where I live right now. I never, you just have to just take life as it comes. So I'm expecting really good things to happen and more good things, more miracles. So yeah.
Nice. Hey, you never know. You might be in a couple horror movies with Felissa again. You never know.
Would love to get her back. Yeah, I would just love to strangle that woman. She's so sweet. She's, you know what? And I honestly, I really praise her for so many things for keeping this movie alive. But also, like, I think about it, she didn't have to like want us to join her. She's doing great on her own. But she's just so sweet and so open and wanting us to be at the conventions with her. And
Mhm.
she doesn't take all the, people ask her questions, when we're on the, stage. She always, diverts questions to us. She's just very warm. She really is. I know why people say she's lovely. She's a lovely woman. She really is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for her to open up her heart and have us with her, I think she's having fun with us. But yeah. So who knows what the future holds? It would be so fun to kill her. She was actually in oh my God, I can't think of the movie. But that movie she said was an homage to Judy, like the killing, where she got the phone up her. Why is my brain working? She was so funny in that. Oh my God, she was so not Hatchet.
Yeah, she was.
Victor Crowley.
She was
Victor
in
Crowley.
that too.
No,
yes.
Victor Crowley. She was so funny in that. But I don't know if you saw it, but she was so funny. Her timing was so good. So yeah, and I think the death scene was like maybe an homage to Judy, but yeah. So yeah, no, she did that. So who knows? But I life is so unexpected in so many ways. So many things are in my life that I never expected. So who knows who'll call me tomorrow?
Exactly. You never know.
Never know. I'm ready to stay positive and be ready.
Yes. And what kind of music do you like listening to? What's on your playlist?
What's on my playlist is because my son has done my whole Spotify and he's into heavy metal. Okay. So I have to pray, he wants me to be open-minded to everything and I need to listen to it more. He's always like, did you listen to whatever? And I'm like, no, not yet. I will. But some of it I actually do like. Leo, whatever. Like he'd be so mad at me if I said the wrong names. But yeah, I'm a Broadway baby.
Okay.
I really am a Broadway baby. But I like Coldplay. I do like the Grateful Dead. My husband's a Deadhead, so I'm very aware of that. But I grew up on Broadway music. Definitely what we played in my house.
Okay.
And over again. Same songs. Hair. I played Hair over and over and Getting My Act Together and Take It Down the Road, like over and over, and Chorus Line over and over and over. Dream Girls over and over and over. So everybody wanted to break the album. Albums back then, remember? Gosh, different worlds, yeah. But I do have heavy metal and I do need to listen to it. So yeah,
okay. If you were gonna do a karaoke song, what would be your song?
Oh my God. I currently like Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song. I like that. And I like La Cage aux Folles, I Am What I Am, because that's such a good LGBTQ song.
Yes.
Be yourself song.
Definitely.
I love singing. Yeah, no. And sing to my dogs, not karaoke.
Besides Sleepaway Camp, what horror movies do you like watching?
Oh my God. I'm telling you, I am so in love with horror movies. I literally watch one every day. I know that's
awesome.
I would watch two if I could.
Okay.
I love the Chucky movies. I love I love Hellraiser for the makeup. I love Get Out. I just watched
yes.
Sick. The Purge was sick. I love movies that have a twist at the end also, like The Orphan and
Oh my God, I never saw that coming.
Like, you never
I never saw that coming, no.
So good. And The Lie, did you see The Lie? Yeah. And Raw, I don't eat meat, so that was crazy sick.
Yes.
What else? Ma, I recently watched Ma with
that was really good.
That was so good. You could really see that happening, like someone was picked on. There's so many things good about horror movies. Like they're not just as scared. There's like you can really like, it's cathartic, but plus you learn about stuff. I don't know. I have to go watch Eli Roth's films again because I was really freaked out by Hostel.
I know that was really freaky, wasn't it?
It really scared me. Like I said, I don't eat meat, and the guy eating the meat on the train, and then I never thought of like my Achilles tendon as being some part of my body that someone could hurt. So that really stuck with me and disturbed me. But I know his films are. I've got to go back and watch his movies. But yeah, there's so many good movies. The Nightmare on Elm Street movies are really great.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
they're
Freddy,
really fun. I love how they bring a character. There's so many fun things. I have so many. I really need to like watch more and more. My son was like born loving horror movies, and he's always been wanting me to. And now, for the last 2 years, And in fact, today I watched Get Out. It was so.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, it's so disturbing. You can't even. Yeah.
I know that was a really crazy movie. Like Jordan Peele's films are. I mean. And even Us, I don't know if you saw Us yet.
I did. So disturbing.
Yes.
And brilliant, because like you think, oh my God, like people's it's not so far from reality, which is what's so
I know, exactly. That's
sick.
what's crazy
That's
about it.
what's so disturbing.
Yeah.
That's why The Purge was so disturbing. I only watched one of them. I know there's like a series of Purge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's
so many films, and they made a TV series now. And
oh really? Oh god.
yeah.
I just started watching The Walking Dead on TV because I'd never seen it before, and it was available on Netflix. So the makeup in that, oh my god, and the acting's good too. But there's just so many things, so many skills that go into a horror movie.
Oh my god.
Acting, the makeup, the cinematography. It's just music that affects you. Oh, so many. Yeah, John Carpenter's Vampires. That's really fun.
Yeah.
The Thing, The Fog, The Mist.
Yes.
They're all
everything with the in it.
Anything with the, yeah. Right. I know it should have been The Sleepaway Camp, not just Sleepaway Camp.
Hey, that could be part 5.
Totally. Yes.
Right? The Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp. I think you have something there. I think it's a good idea. You never know, right?
Hey, you never know if enough people want it. I mean, you have all these like older films that are coming back now, like Halloween. It was 40 years later with Jamie Lee Curtis coming back in it, and now they're even though Robert Englund says he can't play Freddy no more because of his age, but they are making another Elm Street film without Robert.
They are?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he could do it. I think he could do it.
I know he already said like his body, he physically can't do the role of Freddy Krueger. He said, but whoever they get, he's going to be more than happy, and he's willing to do a cameo in the film. He said.
That's awesome. That's really positive to pass it along to the next generation. And yeah, those films are incredible.
Oh my God, yes.
And in the Halloween, oh my God, Saw. Oh my God, I recently saw Saw. I never. Oh, that's sick.
I know.
I don't know. People are so creative. I don't know how they get these ideas.
But like the horror fans love the old horror films, and like I said, they're making Halloween and Elm Street, and now I think Friday the 13th they're actually making a TV series about Jason when he was a kid now.
Wow.
And so all these like old shows, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like everything is coming back because they want to see it, but they're making like new stories to it, and they could very well do that with Sleepaway Camp. Like,
it's such a toss-up because because it's so politically, like, some people think it's politically incorrect, and of course if you know the ending, which is the shocking part of it, I don't know what to think. Some people think great to make a remake. Some people, I know it's controversial, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
And in fact, I kind of feel like if they didn't make a Sleepaway Camp, maybe that's just me, wanting to hold on to it. But I think it's kind of cool that you can't make a remake of it, because it just stands on its own because it's so unique.
I know, exactly.
Way, I don't know. So kind of special in that way, I think. But you never know. Maybe someone will do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. But you're absolutely right. The way the movie is and how it ends, I don't think no one is going to touch that.
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't think it's too much controversy over the transgender community and rights and human rights, and
true. And is there anything coming up next for you, like anything you're going to be in, your horror conventions?
Yeah, well, apparently, oh my God, I couldn't believe I couldn't believe I said yes to all these, because I just can't believe we're invited to all these. But also, it's like boom, boom, boom. We're going. I think the last weekend of September, we're going to Ohio. Which one's in Ohio? Cinema Wasteland, and then we're going to Las Vegas for Joe Bob Briggs, and then we're going like literally the week after to Lexington, Kentucky, or what? No, then we're going to Burbank for Son of Monsterpalooza, and then we're going to Kentucky Scarefest. So like 4 in a week in September. I don't know anything about July and August. I guess not. I guess we're not invited, but maybe November. Yeah. So I know.
Damn.
September and October. So that's where we'll be, September and October.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, because September like is when they actually start with 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 the Halloween stuff, like the haunted houses and the hay rides.
Right.
So everyone starts getting into like the scary spirit.
Right. That's in fact what my agent said when he called. He said, well, it's busy season. Because I'm like, really? Oh my God. I don't know if because you have to like fly home and then fly back and I don't live in the best area for flying. So I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm like, I don't want to, nothing's going to get in my way. I'll be there. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun to see everybody. It's going to be really fun to put my ponytail on and my Judy shirt on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be really, really fun. And to meet new fans, I met some fans like twice. They come to like the same, it's like they want to meet us again, which is just so nice. I mean, I would think that if you met us, you would go to, I don't know. They're just so loyal. They're just the nicest fans. I don't know if every film has the nicest fans, but we really do. They're just
Definitely
so appreciative and so nice. And yeah, so those are the things that are coming up for me in general that I know of. Like I said, you never know.
You never know. Like
Never know.
The next time I talk to you, we could be talking about a horror movie that you're in.
Totally. I'm up for it. I'm there. I'm so there. Yep.
Exactly. And where can fans follow you at?
Well, I did finally get an Instagram account. I was just afraid to, I didn't have them because I wasn't like involved with the movie. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to blow up the world if I push up the wrong button. So I am at the Karen Fields is my Instagram. I'm like, oh, that's antiquated. It's actually not an age thing because my mom has an Instagram account and my mom is good on Facebook and she does all that. So, and she's like 80. So it's not like an age thing. It's just a me thing, a technological me thing. But yes, I'm the Karen Fields on Instagram. I would love to stay in touch with everyone. I always thought like, oh, Instagram, it's so, people are just posting pictures of themselves. It's like, I don't know if I want to post pictures of myself. It seems like, but in fact, it's really nice to connect with people. Like I really like it. I like to see what people are doing in their lives. I like to share what I'm doing. It's actually not just about like vanity, like, because if it was about that, I don't think I could look good enough every day to do that. Like I would be like, it would be just too stressful for me. Like, oh my God, I gotta like, yeah, I couldn't do that. But yeah, but it's connecting with people. It's really, really nice. So yeah, I like it, So yeah, that's where I am. You can find me there and at those other conventions. And like I said, who knows where else, but yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for taking time out and doing this. It was really awesome chatting with you and meeting you.
You too. It's so nice talking to you. And it's such a privilege to be invited on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel super special. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah. Maybe we'll meet in person one day at a convention.
Oh my God, yes. Like if you and Felissa and the Sleepaway Camp crew comes to Jersey or Philly, I'm definitely coming.
Oh, good. Well, I'm always up for anything on the East Coast because I love the East Coast. So yeah. So, well, thank you so much.
Definitely. We'll have a really great night and great rest of the week.
Thank you. You too. Thanks again.
You.
Bye.
Bye.